All right, another gentle booty strength class. We're emphasizing neck and shoulder openers while we're strengthening the lower back, which still includes activating the glutes and the abdominals and your upper back. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, and at any point in time, sitting like this is not comfortable. This is where blankets and pillows and such come in. So I usually recommend that you fold it fairly thick so it is comfortable, okay? So just have that off to the side or real close to you. And of course you're gonna need a strap today and possibly a block or something to help bring the floor closer to you in a sense. So we're just gonna start with your eyes closed, okay? Because really most of this now is just turning into the meditation to help pull us into the class. So we're just gonna find a comfortable seated position. Legs don't have to be crossed, they don't have to be on top of each other. And it's about being comfortable. You're not comfortable, you're not going to quiet the mind, nor are you going to quiet the body. You're not going to release anything. You're going to have one hand high up on the chest, and not choking, but right up onto the chest, and then right where the rib cage meets that xiphoid process, which right around that bra line area or a heart rate monitor where you'd place that. Okay, and we just want to notice the breath. I don't want you to correct anything. Because when we go through this class and we begin releasing muscles, the body's going to find it easier all on its own for that diaphragm to begin to move downward for the relaxed breath. So while we're here, just noticing how the body is breathing and possibly how the body wants to move. We're reinforcing the intention of accepting your body in exactly the moment we're in right now. It only has so much strength to give you each and every day, and it's not the same every day. And it only has so much flexibility that it's willing to give you. It's not the same. So many reasons and variables why. This is why it's so important to embrace where we're at right in this moment. You'll get so much further in the practice. But there are going to be those days where it's very, very hard. And we just know that every breath is unique, every breath is serving a purpose. So now we're just going to take the hands to the knees, and always feel free to change to be comfortable, okay? All right, so we're just going to drop the chin down towards the chest. We're going to begin to roll the head to your right. And when we begin to roll the head to the right, take your left shoulder and anchor it down towards the floor. You're now going to feel this full stretch from the neck to the shoulders. And then just begin to roll the head to the right. And we're just noticing tight muscles. We're not going to hang out on them quite yet. We're just noticing. And as your left ear begins to find the left shoulder, as if you were going to pour water out of it. Okay? And we let go of anchoring the left shoulder. Then we anchor the right shoulder. Now, I don't want you to drop the head and then roll, okay? I want you to keep this side bend right here and keep anchoring the shoulder. And then we're gonna take the chin as we keep that side bend and take it in the direction of the right shoulder. We just anchor the shoulder. And now we're going to take the head and roll the head towards the left. We're still anchoring again. We're just feeling the tight muscles on the neck that are on the front of the neck. Just rolling around, and as we come around, can we let go of anchoring the right shoulder towards the floor? Good, and then we anchor the left shoulder again, and now we're going to capture some of the muscles that are on towards the back of the neck. Good, and now we're just going to go at your pace. You're just rolling as you need to roll. You're pausing on some of these tight areas and anchoring, taking the head back as you need to. We all have our unique tightnesses. Not everyone watching today is going to have tight, everybody's going to have a tight left levator scap, so I'm not going to spend that kind of time like that. I want you to explore your neck, because we're all going to have different tightnesses, and we're all going to release just a little differently. Okay. And always feel free, you can do this later on in the day. Okay. And now release. And we're just going to bring the hand back to the chest and bring the hand back to the rib cage area. And we're just going to close our eyes again. And notice, is it just a little bit easier to take a relaxed breath? The neck and the shoulders are accessory respiratory muscles, and when we engage them too much, this is where a lot of tension is coming from, neck tension, headaches, and etc. So we're just trying to quiet them down so they're not always trying to be the primary, diaphragm, ribcage the primary. Okay. And now we're going to take our strap, or a belt, or a tie, or a scarf. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap, okay? We're going to bring it up over our heads, and we're just going to go fairly wide, okay? Definitely depending on how tight you are, okay? And we're just going to work this angle right here, and I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see, okay? And we're just going to hang out right here, okay? Now, if you're really, really tight, what the body's going to have this tendency to do is drop the head, and it's going to make it look like you have released some tension in the shoulders, when in reality, you created the illusion that you released something, okay? And now, if you're getting uncomfortable, you can always change your position, okay? It's not about being stuck cross-legged when you're not meant to be cross-legged, okay? Just like every other pose we'll ever experience. Some of us are just not meant to be in those poses, and some of us just aren't supposed to be in them for the same amount of time. Okay, and feel free to move around as well. This is a little bit freer type class than some of the other ones that I do. Okay, again, let it be intuitive, let your body guide you. And it's just about noticing the release, and maybe your hands come a little bit closer towards each other, and maybe they don't, okay? It is not, and I cannot emphasize this enough, it is not about getting your arms up over your head and then getting your arms to go backwards that way. That is not what that's about, okay? Those are Cirque du Soleil type people, okay? All right. We're just trying to get enough of a release so our neck and shoulders don't have to work so hard, and we can release some tension. So we're just going to bring the hand back to the heart, back to the rib cage, closing the eyes. And again, just noticing, hopefully it's easier for you to take those inhales and the exhales in a calmer manner. The diaphragm is trying to move downwards more. So now we're going to take the right hand out to the right, and we're going to bring the left arm up, and we're going to side bend. Please bend your right arm if you need to help you find the depth. Try to straighten out the arm and reach for the side of the room, the right side of the room. Maybe push the rib cage towards the left side of the room. Maybe you need to drop the shoulder down. Maybe you need to open up. Maybe you need to try to bring the arm back, but when you do that, try not to shove your head forward. Just notice the natural end. There's my natural end, and you can see it. If I tried for more, I'd actually just shove my head forward, making it look like I did that. Okay, and then we just come on up. Good. We just go to the other side. Again, let the left arm bend if it needs to. Anchor your right hip down. Reaching for the left side of the room. Push your rib cage to the right side of the room. Maybe open up again. Maybe it's tighter on this side. Maybe it's looser on this side. Okay, good. And then just coming back up and once again. Wow, the final piece, the rib cage, probably one of the most important pieces on this one. Now we don't have to think so hard on how to breathe calmly or how to drive the diaphragm deeper towards the belly, because we released all these tight muscles that don't need to work that hard. And now we're going to come into a tabletop position. So you can always use the blanket to put underneath the knees, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to inhale, lifting up the gaze, lifting up the tail, just enough. Let your body guide you. And then exhale, round. Inhale, lifting up the gaze. Exhale, round. Good. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Now, you're going to take your right arm up. Just to find an inhale, it's just part of the move. Exhale, you're going to take your right hand underneath your left armpit. Thumb is up, pinky on the floor. We're going to set the arm all the way to the floor. Our head goes all the way to the floor. We're going to take our left hand, place it either on the sacrum like this, or if you do want to wrap it around the back, that's fine. Now I don't want you to open up. You open up the shoulder, we're going to miss the stretch on the back of the shoulder on the right arm. So just drop that shoulder down a little bit. Become heavy. And you're going to feel a stretch. Maybe you want to move your head forward a little bit. Maybe you need to move it back a little bit. Exploring what you need. Maybe you need to drive the left shoulder down a little bit more. Good. We're just relaxing. We're just melting into the pose. Now, take your left hand to the floor. Press yourself back up to your tabletop position. And then inhale the left arm up. Exhale, threading it through the armpit. Dropping the arm down. Placing the head onto the floor. Taking your right arm. Again, you can either just set it onto the sacrum or the low back area. Or wrap it around. And again, just become heavy. Let your right shoulder just drop towards the floor. And again, do you need to move your head forward a little bit to capture a tightness? Do you need to go backwards a little bit to capture a tightness? Or maybe you found the perfect spot. Good. Now bring your right hand back to the floor, pressing yourself back up. And now we're going to sit back into child's pose. Okay. Now, knees can be wide or closed, but we're going to walk the hands to the left, and the shoulder is going to face that same direction. Left hand stays on the floor, the palm of it stays on the floor. You're going to take your right arm, you're going to lift it up off the floor, open up the palm towards the ceiling, place the backs of the hands up on top of each other. You don't have to interlace, it's just something I like to do. And then we're just going to stretch those arms out and get another stretch along the side body. And this is another one, you might want to rotate those shoulders around to see what kind of tightnesses exist for you. That movement will help release that tightness. Good. And then beginning to walk the hands over to the right. And again, we're going to now take the left hand, open up the palm, place it up on top of the right. Slide those arms out so we can feel that stretch. You're going to feel the stretch anywhere from the shoulder area, the rib cage, all the way down to the lower back. And again, moving around. This is just how big this muscle is. It can cause lots of problems when it's not working the way that it should. Good. Now we're just going to come back to center. Relaxing the arms. Nice. Now, curling your toes under, lifting up your hips, straightening out your legs, moving into a down dog position. As always, feel free to move. Feel free to take the hands wider. Bend the knees, take them wide, but slide those shoulders down the back, shift the weight into the legs. Okay. Inhale, push back. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This is just to help get the body warm. Bring your arms out to the side. Contract the shoulder blades back and together. Squeeze those cheeks to pull you up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale, the right knee or the left knee down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, push the hips forward. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back with your right foot to meet in down dog. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up through a cobra. Exhale, back down. Pressing up through a modified plank to find down dog. Inhale, step with your left in between your hands. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hands to the floor. And now bring your left foot to meet the right, or your right foot to meet the left and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades back and together, squeezing those cheeks, lifting all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, the right knee down. If you want to do a slight engagement of the glutes as we lift and open up, exhale, hands to the floor, and step back with the left to meet the right. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up through a cobra. Exhale, back down. Pressing up through a modified plank, and then finding down dog. Inhale, step with your right foot in between your hands. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, coming up, lifting and opening up the chest. Exhale, hands to the floor, and then bring your left foot to meet the right and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades back. Squeeze those cheeks to pull you all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, lifting and opening up. Exhale, hands to the floor, and step back with your right foot to meet the left. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up through cobra. Exhale, back down. Pressing up through a modified plank, and then down dog. Inhale, step with the left foot in between the hands. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor, and bring your right foot up to meet the left and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades back and together. Squeeze those cheeks. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back with your left foot to meet the right. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down. Pressing up through a modified plank, and then finding down dog. Inhale, your right foot in between your hands. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor, and then bring your left foot to meet the right and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades back and together, squeezing those cheeks to help pull you all the way up to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, lifting and opening. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back with your right foot to meet the left. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up through a cobra. Exhale, back down. Pressing up through your modified plank to find down dog. Inhale, the left foot in between your hands. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor. And now bring your right foot to meet the left and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades. Squeeze those cheeks to help pull you all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back with the left to meet the right for down dog. Knees to the floor, chest to the floor. Inhale, up through cobra. Exhale, back down. Pressing up through a modified plank to find your down dog. Inhale, step with your right foot in between your hands. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the floor. And now bring your left foot to meet the right and fold. Bring your arms out to the side, contracting the shoulder blades back and together, squeezing those cheeks to help pull you all the way up. Exhale, fold. Now this one's a half lift. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk or jump back. And now we're going to go all the way down to the floor, uncurling the toes. All right, so now we're going to stretch the arms out. You're going to take your left hand underneath your left shoulder and you're going to begin to open up towards the left side and let your head go to the floor. Now this is important for the bottom shoulder. If it doesn't feel like a stretch, we've got to move the arm up or we got to move it down if it feels like it's hurting you. You might be really bony. If you're bony, you need to get some extra padding under there. Otherwise, again, you're in pain, you're in discomfort, the body won't let go. Okay. And then if you want, you can take the top leg, bend the knee, and open up the hip. Okay. Don't have the foot right next to the leg because then you actually won't open up very much. So let that foot find its place. Okay. And then if you want to take it further, you can take the top arm and then you can use your body to help open this up for you. Be gentle. You might not even get this far. Don't worry about it today. It's not the point. Remember, it's about embracing and accepting where we're at today. Okay? And now we're just going to come back around. Good. And now you're just going to extend the left arm out, hands underneath the shoulders. This way you get the back view. So we're going to open up towards the right side of the room as we stack the shoulders, stack the hips, rest the head onto the floor. Okay. And some of you will need to pause right here. If you feel you can go further, we lift up the top leg, we bend it, and we just place it behind your bottom leg somewhere. And again, if you feel you can go further, you can take that top arm and begin to open up. Again, it's not about getting this far, it's just about understanding where you belong to get the release in that specific area. Like I can't go any further because my lower back won't let me. Okay. And release, coming back around. There's a spot on my lower back that just bites me. I'm working on that one. Coming back to center. We're going to press up and walk our knees in. We're going to curl our toes under. We're going to move through Ustrasana or camel and then hero's pose. All right, so fingertips might go up the spine, but you might be somebody where this is a better option. And if you have to dump the pelvis in order to get the fingers up, you're the one that needs to take the hands down. One's not better, it's pure preference, okay? Plus this one you need a lot of shoulder mobility, okay? And inhale, lift up the chest. You're gonna bring the elbows towards each other. And notice how that brings the heart forward. We feel a stretch. Careful again, we don't want to dump the pelvis. We want to push the hips forward to lift up. Now we're going to do this several times, so don't, especially if you know you can touch your feet, don't rush there quite yet. If this bothers your neck, because we didn't get done stretching it, just tuck the chin a little bit. Again, we want to emphasize elbows towards each other, stretching the chest. And then inhale, coming back. We want to uncurl the toes, sitting in between the feet, taking the hands back. We do this one a lot. Hip bones coming up and then lifting. Again, we only want about a fist distance between these knees, okay? Hip distance. Okay, we don't want to go too far because then we miss the stretch that's lying right here. Okay, so this is where the tail tuck, lifting up, opening up the chest. Again, if we stay here, we're just perpetuating the tightness. If we push the floor away, lift and open up the shoulders, we can then continue to stretch. Good, and then release. And then bringing the hands forward, curling the toes under, and finding your hand position. You may have to move the knees back in. Lift and open up, lifting the chest, pushing the hips forward. And again, for some of you, you might be able to go further. Remember, we want to push the hips forward. Now, I'm not going to go any further because my back is telling me not to. Lifting and opening up the chest. But I will tell you, if you are leaning back to try to find your feet, you're contracting muscles we're trying to stretch right here. So just be a little patient, okay? And then inhale, coming back up, taking the hands to the floor and curling the toes. We're sitting right back in between our feet. And now some of you are going to really love this position. That's where you truly belong. And then some of you can entertain the idea of taking the hands either wider, but again, we're not sagging. We want to push the heart away or the floor away, tucking the tail. Or maybe we end up on our forearms. Again, we're still trying to tuck that tail. Try to keep those legs close so we can continue to stretch these tight muscles. Okay. Again, pushing the floor away the best that you can. It's a little bit hard to do on this one. And then release. Coming back out. Curling the toes under. And again, last time, we're going to inhale, lift and open up. Push the hips forward. And if you notice when I push my hips forward, that lifts up my chest. And then we get this nice load transfer going through the spine, lifting and opening, and then nice and easy, coming back out, opening up the feet. And again, find your place. This is a perfect place to be if you're feeling what you're supposed to be feeling. This is a perfect place to be if you're breathing and you're relaxing. Accept and embrace where you're at. And of course, some people are going to be able to get down to the floor. But again, I'm trying to get you to tuck that tail. It's so hard to see because it's really minimal how much movement you get right here. So you're trying to keep the legs together. We're trying to stretch this area. And then just nice and easy, getting to pull yourself back up. Then we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Good. All right, so we're going to engage the glutes, lower abdominals, contract those shoulders back and towards each other. It feels really passive on this. But think contracting the shoulders along on the back side of the body. And today what I want you to do, I want you to bring your arms alongside your body. And don't pay attention to my hands, pay attention to my shoulders. You want to open the shoulders. It's going to bring the heart forward. And if we're rolling inward like this, we're then contracting the chest. Here we get to stretch the chest while we're strengthening the upper back. You don't want to look forward for too long. I understand you have to look, but as soon as you do, just pull your head back. Again, it's not dropping it where you take the curve out. It's just right in between. Again, drawing the belly in, squeezing those cheeks. And you want to move from the mid back to help open up these shoulders. Good. Glutes active, upper back is active. This is not an exclusive lower back exercise. You have an entire backside that needs to be strong. Good. Now, I'm going to lower down and rest. Feel free to close your eyes. Good. Now, we're going to bring our arms out to the side around shoulder height. Re-engage the glutes. Contract the shoulder blades back and together. Now lift the arms and the legs off the floor. Again, we're not looking forward. I know that's how it's typically taught, but just pull the ears back just a little bit. And we're not looking straight down, but you're not looking forward fully either. Again, re-engaging the glutes. They are so critical to the lower back. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so close to the lower back. Again, thinking contracting the shoulder blades back and together. Keeping the lower abdominals drawn in. Good. And now bring the arms alongside the body and turn your head the other direction. Good. Now looking at the floor again, bending your knees and finding either the outside or the inside of your feet. Trying to bring the legs as close back towards each other as you can. And we want to use the strength of the legs to pull on the chest. And now again, we're not looking too far forward, though we do begin to look forward the higher the chest goes. But we want to be a little careful how far forward we do look. Good. And release. Hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to press on up, walking the knees in, crossing your ankles, and then having a seat. Legs straight out in front of you. Okay. And now we're just going to relax the back a little bit. That was a lot of work for it. And so we're just going to round on over. And just taking in those nice deep breaths. Helping the lower back release. Now, some of you are not going to be able to reach your toes without shrugging your shoulders to get to them. Okay, what I need you to do then is that I need you to bend your knees and get right up on top of the sits bones, and then because where you need to work is more at the knee area to release the hamstrings. And if that doesn't work for you, you would rather keep your legs straight. This is where your strap comes in handy. Okay, because now you get to make your legs long or your arms longer. Okay. And then palms up and sliding the shoulders down the back to help pull you forward. Okay? It's not about getting your chest to the thighs or your forehead to the thighs. It's not about grabbing your toes. So we want to keep that in mind. You'll get further along in the practice when we embrace and recognize and accept the place where we're supposed to be working and releasing. It's a hard place to be, I know. Good, and nice and easy. We're just going to roll on back, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Good, straightening out the legs, Taking the head or the feet over the head. This is not available to you. Just go back to the seated forward fold. Okay. It's okay that it's not available to you. Not all the poses are available to everyone. Good. Nice and easy. Beginning to roll on out, hugging the knees in towards the chest. And now bringing your arms out to the side, taking your knees to the left as you look right. Now let your left leg go to the floor. Feet together, and if your knees pop apart, remember this tells us where we need to work. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Find an inhale. And as you exhale, twist to the right, look to the right as you bring your knees towards each other. And it just tells us where we need to work. It does not define who you are. And now coming back to center, hugging the knees in towards the chest again. And now taking the knees to the right as you look left. And again, just let your right leg go to the floor. Like my knees do not come together on this one, but it tells me the tightness that sits here. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. We find an inhale. Exhale, and we twist to the left as we look left to help anchor this stretch for the lower back, for the hip area. Good. And now coming back to center. Good. And now sending the legs all the way out, arms alongside the body. You're going to slide them underneath the butt cheeks. Arms are straight. And we're going to begin to press. When we press with the elbows and we open those shoulders, it already lifts up the chest. We don't have to go any further than that. But if you feel that there is room to go further, press harder through the elbows to lift the torso off the floor and begin to look towards the back of the room. If your head touches the floor easily, just set it there. But don't rest on your head. You need the elbows as your other 2 points of contact. And then begin to come out of the pose, taking your hands out from underneath. Feet are apart, hands are away from the body, palms are up. And now taking these last few moments to allow the body to acclimate to all the changes. Breathing in acceptance and gratitude for the available strength and flexibility we were given today. Now begin to wiggle the toes and your fingers, the ankles and the wrists. And bringing your arms overhead for that nice big stretch as you come back into your space. And hugging your knees in towards your chest. And then rolling to the right or to the left. And just pausing a moment. Now, coming up to a comfortable seated position, eyes are soft or closed. To seal in the practice, acceptance. Acceptance of self. We're here to heal. Gratitude, extending gratitude out towards yourself for carving out the time to have a practice. I know it's not easy to do. So thank you. Have a wonderful wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.